to think about, say, school districts, right? School districts matter because...
If you have kids.
Well, even if you don't have kids,
Right.
what impacts, Sarah, what impacts property values most, do you think?
The schools.
See what I'm saying? These are objective realities, aren't they? Even if you don't have kids, and certainly if you do have kids, you care where they're going to school. But distance, time to travel to work, isn't this an issue?
It is, and people will sometimes go further because they want to be out further, and that's a choice they make. But we talked a long time ago about that happiness study. You're actually less happy the longer you have to drive.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things we saw. A psychologist did a study on happiness that said, in fact, too much time in the car. And, you think about it, Andre, you're about to be married.
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's good news.
4 weeks from Saturday.
4 weeks?
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and you don't want to spend your time alone in a car when you have a lovely bride at home. You want to be able to live closer to where you work most of the time, wouldn't you say?
Well, yes, that's true, but I am the abnormal. I actually enjoy time in the car.
Oh.
I
do
don't
too.
mind a drive. I don't care much for a lot of traffic and some of the other nonsense that goes on with it, but I enjoy driving. I enjoy time in the car. It's time to myself, to collect my thoughts, make phone calls that I don't always get an opportunity to make, catch up.
If you're a
that
real
sort
estate
of
agent,
thing.
that's probably a good thing.
Well, that's
right?
the subjective side of this, right? I mean,
Yeah.
some people don't mind. You told me about a client you're working with, Sarah.
I'm currently working with a man now who commutes, he works in Detroit, but he wants to live way out, like a good hour to an hour and a half one-way drive.
Wow.
On acreage, maybe Algonac area, Marine City area. So, I mean, that would be quite a commute for him. And he does not mind the commute. He's willing to sacrifice that time necessarily that he could be spending somewhere else.
For the dream home,
For
right?
his dream home,
Yeah.
right.
Which is why you have to talk to your clients and find out what's important to them.
Right.
Some of the people,
Well, I remember a client very distinctly who said, listen, my kids are growing up without me. I'm an hour in the car one way.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
2 hours a day I could be spending with my kids.
And I think that's a lot of us anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it used to be, if you went back 30 or 40 years, most people lived within, 15,
Right.
20 minutes of where their
Right.
job was.
Went to church close by, shop
Exactly.
close
Yeah.
by. Now we live in
We-
this super highway society, and being the trend now though is back to more
Exactly.
walkable districts, being able to get your life a little more under control.
Yeah, I really see the younger clients are really gravitating more towards the cities, more towards where there's, they can walk to things. They can
Right.
have that type of lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
and they maybe have a job where they're a few minutes away, and it, makes an 8-hour day more an 8-hour day instead of,
A
11
10-hour
hour.
day.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And nowadays, people even ride their bikes. I live in Royal Oak, and we have a very walkable town,
Yep.
and people ride their bikes to work in the good weather and so on and so forth. And my kids make fun of the one teacher at the high school. He jogs to work both ways every day, even in the winter.
Wow, good
But he's
for
in
him.
a lot better
He's-
shape than
yeah.
I am. I'll
Me
tell you
too.
that right now.
And he doesn't have a car payment.
That's right. Or
about
gas.
that.
I mean, think
Right.
about the gas money, right?
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. But these objective things that make life better. But some of the subject.